Usually we
Book him, Dano.
we're not muted anymore. Okay. Happy fucking Friday. Let the swear jar begin.
Your $1
$1.
to mine.
Yes. Okay, so we'll explain that. Hi, everybody. It's Molly Sleuth. I am a first responder, but I am here in the glory of the Bexecutioner, who I'm so excited to talk to because she has been a first responder for a million years. She has seen it all on an ambulance, as a firefighter, and just an all-around badass. So I'm just so excited because I just think you're rad. I know I call you an asshole at work, but
That's all right. I call you a skeezer, so you're fine.
That's true. So we're going to talk about putting things up your ass and when to call 911 and pet stuff. But tonight we have a swear jar, and so you'll need to keep me honest, because for every swear word that I use, I will be donating $1 motherfucking to the Nottingham Nature Nook of East Lansing, and they take care of orphaned little baby animals. And
no, that's if I swear. I have to donate to yours.
Oh, you're donating to mine?
Yeah.
Okay, where am I donating to?
Happy Feet.
Happy Feet.
Yeah, it's a pet rescue.
A Happy Feet pet rescue in Lansing, Michigan. But yours isn't swearing. Let me just explain something about Becky to you. Becky goes on a lot of side quests.
She lies.
This is not true. You will see it for yourself.
She lies.
You'll say, hey, what time are you going to be back from lunch? Oh my God, I saw the craziest bird. Which reminds me, this one time I was taking this chess class, but actually the reason I tell you that is because my instructor's name was Kevin, which he spelled with a K, but also, and it'll just go into the weeds. So every time you go into the weeds, you owe $1 to the poor little animals at Nottingham.
I think mine's going to win. She swears all the time.
Can't help it.
She can't hear me when I swear because I'll just close my door and F-bomb it all the time. So it's all right.
I hear your quiet sobbing, though. I see the tears come from under the door.
I need another box of Kleenex, by the way.
Yeah, we actually should have some Kleenex here. And so we have to have some fun. So first, just tell us, you've done so much shit with your life, and you only have 400 more years before you retire, so congratulations for that.
Yeah.
But you've been on an ambulance, you've been a female firefighter, which is a huge accomplishment, and worked in the ER. Give us the blow-by-blow. Blow-by-blow
of working,
yeah.
I don't know. It's
what made you want to do all of it?
Money. No, ever since I was a kid, I've always been kind of a pyro. So I always loved campfires, bonfires, the bigger the better. Always wanted to do some type of firefighting, be a part of something bigger than myself is basically what it was. And so I started out with EMT school and decided to continue on to fire academy. And let me say that was the best experience, the best time of my entire life, to be able to go through that academy and rock it out. I was the first female of their history of academy to ever receive the Scholastic Award. So that was a big accomplishment.
Yeah, because you're really competitive.
I'm very competitive. Yeah. I was raised that way, got a narcissistic father.
And a bunch of brothers that kick your ass.
Yeah, pretty much. And then being in the ER, it kind of gave me So you've got being a medic on an ambulance, and then you've got what the hospital would need. So it kind of helped me. I learned a lot because you've got every single specialty that comes into the hospital, right? So if you need ortho's there, cardiology's there, thoracic surgery's there, like all these specialties coming in, and
you're gonna have to dumb down some of these words.
I'm sorry,
because I'm not a medic. So
yeah, okay. So
although you could send me to EMT school if you wanted to, I'm just saying.
Well, do you want to do
Ben,
it?
Ben can put these little dogs up.
Yeah, I want to see Molly in EMT school.
Oh, did that mean that I swore?
Sweared?
Swore. Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's swore.
Let's test it out.
I was also an English major.
Did I just fucking swear?
Happy feet, get some money.
Yay! Okay, you'll have to tell me how much I owe at the end of this.
It'll be a lot.
Okay, so just as a teaser, because I know we're going to get into some of your crazy calls because you were in an ambulance for a long time. When you get off the ambulance and you first meet with your patient, what is like one sentence where you're like, oh shit, here we go? Like, what is your patient going to tell you where you're like, this is going to be bad or this is going to be crazy?
I think it all depends on dispatch information. It all depends on what we get. Sometimes I will never, ever, ever negate somebody who has stubbed their toe. You call an ambulance for a stubbed toe? Like, seriously, come on. Yeah, stubbed toe. Well, my partner and I, this is when I didn't work where I work currently. It was a previous fire department. They're kind of a rural area, and it was a 70-ish-year-old lady, and I kind of have a soft spot for the geriatric patients, but we get in there and she's kind of leaning up against the step to go upstairs or whatever, and we looked down at her foot and I was like, oh, that's not supposed to look like that. Her big toe was literally, instead of like pointing this way, it was pointing this way. So yeah, you can't.
Rough.
I probably would have called 911 and asked for lots of fentanyl.
You just broke your leg.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't break my leg.
I didn't break it.
No, I did not break my leg.
I picked her up like a cute little fish and she flopped into the boat.
Yeah, flopped. But I didn't break my own leg. Somebody's to blame for that.
Well, many factors. One in particular that I can think of, but
it smells really bad.
What is?
I said, and he smells really bad.
Oh my God, we can't say that.
Oh, okay. All right.
We didn't say that.
We didn't say that. You didn't scratch that.
Just beep. Okay, so you're going through a little healing process of your own, and you just took an ambulance. So what's it like to be a patient on the other end?
All I can say,
besides that you're an asshole.
Okay, I would have to say every medical professional, I don't care what line of work you do, whether you're an EMT, paramedic, physician, nurse, whatever, we are the worst patients on the planet because we know how things are supposed to go, right? And when things don't go the way you feel they should have gone or how you would have done them, the level of patience just kind of drops a little bit.
Okay, so she knew exactly what pain meds she wanted and exactly what quantity.
Yeah.
You're like a little narco hound.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I need 4 Zofran and 100 mic of fentanyl because it's an ortho injury, so give me all of it. And
the boys were nice with you, and the one that was at your feet that was like feeling it, that said he didn't feel decrepitude or whatever the
crepitus.
Sure, what that
crunchiness.
Yeah, he could have just said crunchy and then I would have known who he was talking about.
Yeah, well, it's crepitus. So
but I think we all kind of thought that you were maybe faking it a little. Like, we gave you such a hard time. I screamed Murica, like that's how bad it was.
Well, he kept palpating the side and I kept saying it's all lateral,
squeezing,
all lateral.
touching.
And I'm like, dude, it's all right there. And then it started to swell up, and he's like, oh yeah, I see it right there. And he's like lightly, and he's being so gentle. Like,
nice.
I love my guys. They are amazing, every single one of them. I would take a bullet for all of them. They were great.
Would you break your other leg for them though? Going through what you've gone through
to save them? Yeah, I would. Even though, because I'm old, like I'm at the end of my career, so they're still young,
long in the tooth.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk ER stories.
Oh geez,
I know you have a bunch of them.
Where do I start?
Okay, I guess most of what people want to know, besides why people put stuff in their ass, is like basically like, when do you drive yourself to the hospital? When do you call an ambulance? So some of these questions are going to be geared kind of more towards that. When would you, I mean, you're a tough guy. When would I drive myself to the hospital versus I got to get an ambulance?
Okay, well, number one, you live alone. You don't have 5 cars in your driveway that could have taken you. So yeah, if you broke a bone, you're unable to take yourself, call an ambulance. You know, if you don't feel right, you feel dizzy, you got a headache, you look in the mirror and your pupils are all, you know, they look different. You're like, oh man, that's not supposed to look like that. That's serious. You should probably call an ambulance. So yeah.
And because you don't want to go unconscious, get in a car accident, make it worse.
Yeah, like my buddy on my ball team did. He broke his finger diving for a ball, and he said he was going to drive himself. He literally got maybe 5 miles, passed out, and crashed into sidewalk, pole, whatever, and then went by ambulance because he was too proud to be driven.
I'm just one of those people that just wants to do everything myself, I guess. But
don't be stupid.
I'm also stupid.
Don't be stupid.
Okay, so what like dangerous symptoms would you see in somebody that people underestimate? Like, oh yeah, I've had chest pain for a couple days, but it's nothing. I'm sure it's just heartburn. Like, what kind of stuff where you'd just be taking it serious?
You know, that's a good question, because I actually just talked to somebody who recently went through this. And one thing that people really need to know is that women present differently with heart attacks or cardiac heart-related issues, right, than men do. Men have the chest pain, goes into the shoulder, maybe their jaw, but it'll radiate down their arm. Friend of mine, who I just spoke to on the phone recently, said that she has had 3 open heart surgeries and they had to go in and do some bypasses. And she goes, the funniest thing, she goes, I felt fine. And I was like, Kathy, come on. Like, you're not fine. Like, that is a classic symptom for women. Heartburn. Heartburn is a classic symptom.
Even if I eat nothing but garbage.
I know what you eat. You eat stuff that my dog, I wouldn't feed my dog, Molly.
I wouldn't share with your dog.
I wouldn't let you eat it or let them eat it. You can eat it. Dude, the stuff inside her desk, let me tell you, or on top of her desk, looks like a science project, okay?
It's just curating. It's becoming more flavorful. I wiped mold off my desk today.
E. coli.
Just a bear.
Botulism.
Who cares?
Yeah. They're going to need a vaccine. I'm going to need a vaccine against you.
Better you take the shot than me, because I'm done. Right. I'm not taking shit now.
But going back to that, her symptom was just heartburn. Like, she felt totally fine. So routine in the ER, when you come in with heartburn, especially women, they're going to do an EKG like right away. They'll triage you. They'll get you information. Nurse will bring you in to triage. They'll take a set of vitals. Her blood pressure was fine, pulse rate fine, heart rate fine. And then the tech took her back to get a 12 lead or an EKG.
That's the little sticky things.
Yeah. So 12 lead means there's 12 stickers. And you could do also a reverse 12 lead and put stickers on your back to kind of like look at the other side of the heart. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah. Interesting stuff you learn. Anyway, and the tech took the printout to her physician, and he looked at it and he's like, oh my gosh, where is she? Where's this patient? They're like, yeah, she's in room 12 or whatever. So they whisk her into the oh shit room, as we called it when I worked in the ER, because
over the door?
she was having a heart attack and her only symptom was heartburn and maybe like a little upset stomach. So yeah.
Like nauseous?
Yeah, kind of like just, the stomach feels a little bubbly, not sure if you're gonna like throw up or have diarrhea or which end it's gonna come out of.
I am strong like ox.
She has an iron stomach, guys.
I do. I'm gonna be the last cockroach left on this motherfucking planet.
Keep swearing. Happy Feet's gonna be very
one more
lucky.
dollar for Happy Feet.
So yeah, that's just, and it's just knowing knowing your body is most important and knowing what those signs are. Men versus
Carrie.
women.
I'm fine and I gotta clean her desk. See? she's going to be strong like ox too.
Carrie, wear gloves. Good. Hey, if you need a hazmat suit, I could probably get you one with the gloves, Look, that goes on. I might be able to get you a mask with an
keyboard
SCBA.
Out and season my ramen like once a month.
The milk, she doesn't even put her milk in the fridge, guys.
It's good. It lives inside a cow that's warm and it's fine. Oh, God. Your bloodline is weak.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, so and then what are some things that people call 911 for that usually aren't emergencies?
Well, the stub toe thing, you probably could have drove yourself, but in that situation, no. Excuse me, the Coke's making me burp.
Cocaine.
Geez, like basic stuff that like urgent care, like you have a cold or you got the sniffles, the sneezes, I'm sick, I don't feel good, that can go to urgent care.
We had so many people call thinking that they had COVID a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And it was like, and
what do you want us to do about it?
Right.
Yeah.
Take a vitamin C and a nap, bro. Like,
yeah. But also if you have like comorbidities or a history of a lot of medical issues, that kind of like maybe changes the story a little bit on whether or not you should call an ambulance or go to the ER. What was that question? I'm sorry.
Like things that aren't maybe such an emergency. That
anything that like urgent care can take care of. Now, if you've been sick for like, 24 or 48 hours and it's just coming out both ends, most likely you're dehydrated. So you should probably go to the ER. If you have somebody who can drive you.
You know how dehydrated I always am. I only drink water here Friday nights just to impress you guys at home.
It's really vodka. She's lying.
Otherwise,
it's vodka.
I don't drink
water. You should see all the alcohol behind this little bar here.
That's called grenadine. And that's
just what does it say? What if I step on a Lego and it really, really hurts? Dude, I have been there. Oh, my son was obsessed with Legos. Obsessed. And let me tell you, that may have hurt. And it depends on where you step on it, like where the Lego hits on your foot, or if there's more than one Lego.
Oh. Could that break your foot?
Well, I think if you step on it and you twist it, it could. Ooh. I mean, mine kind of went in the water.
I'm going to go on a side quest. We had a whole suitcase of Legos growing up, and my brother threw up in them. He had the flu. It was the whole thing. And my dad took the whole suitcase out into the backyard and just like hosed it off. But like we didn't even submerge it. He just hosed it, and we were back to business. And then, I don't know, it was a while later, and I think I was sucking on a Lego, and my brother was like, remember when I threw up in the suitcase?
Now that's all I'm going to see. And that's the vision in my head every time I look at you now. Her sucking on a Lego.
Sucking barf Legos. I don't know if it was the same time, but my brother, we always got the flu, but like back then the flu meant throwing up and a cold meant snotting and sneezing.
Right.
And now I think it's like the opposite. But he was throwing up in the toilet, and I was always something of a scientist, and I wanted to watch the vomit come out. So like my head was between my brother's head and the toilet, and he barfed in my hair.
I have done that. I have barfed on somebody. It was a girls' night out, and God, it was somebody's peeing in this. It was like that one movie where I can't remember the name of the movie, but the brides, they go out and they get their dresses, and then the one chick like squats in the middle of the street because they had bad food.
Bridesmaids.
Yeah.
That shit's so funny.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was at a party that my
I think that one was for you and your side quest.
The party that we went to, drinks were really strong, and I wasn't a real big drinker because I was so scared of my parents. You know, my brothers could do whatever, but I was the golden child and I had to behave.
That's the side quest.
Yeah, the total side quest.
The Nottingham Nature Nook appreciates your dollar.
Well, I have to catch up to you, motherfucker.
Well, it's hard to be the best. What can I say?
Yeah, so I did. I threw up on somebody's head.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
all right, let's go back to chest pain because that's like a big one that you're both tied currently. Okay, so a 48-year-old has crushing chest pressure after mowing the lawn. You know, some people aren't that, they're really sedentary and they go to do something like mow the lawn and it's really taxing for them. What would be like bad chest pain versus, bro, you need to work out more?
Chest pain is chest pain. I've had people younger, older than that, physically fit, worked out, in great shape, drop up a heart attack on a basketball court. So chest pain is chest pain. If you have any kind of chest pain, chest pressure, shortness of breath, dizziness, feeling like, you're going to pass out. Yeah, you should call 911 or have somebody call 911 if somebody's with you. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it.
All right. Let's talk strokes.
What kind of strokes?
I didn't know there's like one.
Oh, yeah.
We're not getting to the anal shit yet, Becky. I mean, brain strokes.
Yes.
So, I know there's like a B, C, D or something of it, or is that bad moles? Is that moles? Anyway, what symptoms do you look for if somebody's having a stroke?
There's two types of strokes. There's ischemic or there's hemorrhagic. Hemorrhagic is when you actually have an active bleed in your brain somewhere, right? And depending on where that bleed is in the brain will determine like what kind of deficits that you have. Ischemic stroke is where there's actually a clot, something stuck and the blood isn't getting through where it needs to get to the rest of the brain. I've had patients with the classic, facial droop, and they can't raise their arm and they're doing the whole like classics. And I'm like, yeah, what do you want? And I'm like, on my cot, let's go, because time is muscle, time is brain. So if it's witnessed, definitely call 911 if you have the slightest inclination. If somebody's acting like really confused, or, I'm sitting here and I know you're Molly, or if I'm looking at you going like, who the hell are you? Or, where's Mary, who's my dead grandmother? I need to talk to Mary. This
house is haunted. She could be here.
Oh God. Oh, Grammy Louie, I love you. I miss you. So yeah.
The lights to go.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the lights to like start doing the little flashing thing. Yeah. So it's and both are like extreme emergencies, because with the ischemic stroke and you're blocking that, there's, your brain is a muscle. And if parts of your muscle don't get that blood, that oxygenated blood, it starts to die. That tissue will die. Same in the heart. If you're having a heart attack or you have a blockage, that's why they put stents in to let they go in and then they open it up so that blood can go through. Same concept, but in the brain, in the head. Depending on what side, if it's like a hemorrhagic stroke, I've seen patients where the side of the stroke, like the pupils will be really unequal. So that's something that, you can look at. So.
David Bowie had that. He was hot.
I agree.
Okay, when is abdominal pain an emergency?
Well, if you're pregnant. Are you pregnant?
The Virgin Mary. I don't think God would pick me to be the second coming of the Virgin Mary.
My ass. No.
My ass is virgin. Thank you very much. We'll get into that.
Oh, that almost came out my nose.
Okay, so abdominal pain and you're pregnant.
Yep. If you're
now right now with Michigan, we had the whole like Taco Bell lettuce scare.
Yeah. Abdominal pain, if it comes on sudden or excruciating, you should probably go in the hospital. You should probably go get
How
checked
come
out.
they always like squeeze you and like wiggle your stomach when they're touching?
Well, they can also do like sounding where they'll put their hand on and they'll tap. That's if your belly's really extended, which is called ascites. And that means the belly's like full of fluids, and they can tap on it to see. And if it makes a different sound. And you have to, it's kind of a trained ear thing. But they'll palpate or press different parts of your stomach, and they always start with where it doesn't hurt, right? So then when they get to the part that it hurts, they want to see if there's a difference. Like, is there a mass there? Is, like, for example, appendix, right? Appendicitis. That's a serious thing. Excuse me, this Coke is making me burp. If you press on your lower right quadrant, if you press on it, it doesn't hurt. But if you let go of it, that's when you have that excruciating pain. That's an appendicitis. Yeah.
Wow.
That's why you'll see people like doubled over. So for those patients, I would start an IV. I don't, unless it's like a trauma, I don't like to give a lot of like narcotics like morphine or fentanyl. We got Toradol on the ambulance now. So it would be like
never heard of that.
Toradol thing. It's a drug. It's non-addictive.
Is there anything really good on an ambulance? Like if you wanted to like rob an ambulance to get some good drugs?
My favorite. Have you ever had surgery? You've never had surgery, have you?
I have. But it was like the count backwards from 10 with the thing over your face.
Yeah, that's okay. So were you intubated?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Well, my drug of choice, if I ever were to become a drug addict, which is never, because I will have to work until the day I die, Versed.
You already have to work until the day you die.
I know, but Versed, that to me is the best medicine. That's like they call it the happy juice when you get it. And you just feel like warm and tingly, and you're like, it is like the best feeling ever.
Like your drug-seeking behavior.
Yeah. The fentanyl and morphine is kind of like overrated because it's short-lasting, whereas you get a good dose of fentanyl or Versed.
But so the fentanyl that's like out on the street, that everybody's all bent over, is that the same kind of stuff that's on your ambulance?
No, because what's on the street, and we MDHHS or the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services is really good about keeping, Michiganders like, what's the word, informed about what's out there and what's happening. It's laced. And what they'll do is they'll cut it and then fill it with something else. And people won't get the high that they normally would get with like the 100% stuff, the pure stuff. So then they would take more. And then they would overdose. And then you use Narcan, which you can get everywhere now.
Maybe that would be a good, we're going to talk about first aid kits and what people need to have. But the average asshole, everybody have Narcan? Is that like something that people are just on drugs all the time so that the average like soccer mom needs to have Narcan in her glove compartment?
I don't think I think that's a personal choice for people. Some people are like, I try not to judge people for their choices that they make.
I judge people
for
their choices that they make.
Everybody. She judges everybody.
I'm judging you right now.
I know. She judges me all the time. I just tell her, shut the hell up.
She does.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's a personal choice. And I think, if you're ever, just think about it. Like if you're, in the mall parking lot or whatever, you're out and about and you see somebody, are you just going to, as a first responder, are you going to sit there and just go, sorry, bro, that's the dumb choice you made, and just walk away knowing that you have Narcan?
I'd probably say sucks for you, fucktard. But, same thing. Well, can you explain? Because if you give somebody Narcan, they can be super violently sober.
It depends on how fast you push it.
Well, you just squirt the thing up their nose.
Yes, but you squirt it up their nose and then you just kind of like step back. So the whole purpose of Narcan is to reverse that high, right? And sometimes when you get to somebody and they're not breathing, and then you see like the drug paraphernalia around them, you just want to get them breathing again, right? So like on ambulance, I would only push enough. It's like, okay, they're breathing. They're not fighting me, right?
So they could still be a little high.
They're alive, they're breathing, and they're not fighting me, right? Unless I have like PD in the back, then we'll push it. But usually it's like you push it all, but you want to push it slow. The nasal spray, you can't really push slow, but yes, you're right. They will come up swinging. They will be pissed that you took their high away.
You wasted their
$10.
$10.
I know. And then you ask them my favorite line. What did you take? I didn't take nothing. I didn't take nothing. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's your Narcan story.
Okay. All right, let's talk about fevers. Like, I don't even know that I own a thermometer.
You should.
But
you should own a butt thermometer.
That would break my butt virginity.
No, rectal thermometers, the rectal temperatures are the most accurate temperatures that you can get on a human body.
Who wants to put that in their butt?
You'd be surprised at what people put in their butts.
So I think it would be exciting to have a fever because, like, once in my life, I'd finally be warm.
Yeah. Low-grade fevers, low-grade temps. Again, it all depends on, like, what's your past medical history? Like, what comorbidities do you have? Is running a fever something that is detrimental to your health? Like, do you have like a very serious autoimmune disease where if you run a fever, it's going to put you in the ICU every time? Or if you're just a normal Molly bitch here, if she starts running a fever, should she be concerned? I'll be like, if she calls me, I'm like, what is it? And she'll tell me, I don't know. I know I have a thermometer.
And Becky, come over with your butt thermometer.
Yeah. So then I would tell her.
I did think of you though with this whole like stupid tick thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I get a tick where like I can't like see it or something because I'm out in the garden. I'm like, I'll call Becky because you love gross shit.
I love popping pimples, and
she's the one to call.
I just don't want them on me.
There's
like
a worm crawling out of my ass, Becky. Come look at it.
I would totally. I can eat a bowl of hot fudge sundae. Look at those. It's like, what? Yeah.
Beth says dudes checking their temperature 80 times a day.
Right? Yeah.
Right,
with their wife's dildo.
Let's talk about the dildo.
Oh my God. That was hilarious.
So it was a 911 call?
No, I was working in the ER. Yeah, another ER story.
You get paid for these.
I know. It's like I get paid to have all this entertainment. So this married couple, this husband and wife came in to the emergency department. She drove him in, and his chief complaint was abdominal pain, which most men, if they have something going on with their little hoo-ha or their little rear end hoo-ha, that's usually what they say is like, I have abdominal pain. And then they want to see a male doc. Well, our triage nurse was female. And she's like, well, sir, come on in, have a seat right here. We'll give you, we got to get a set of vitals. He's like, ma'am, I can't sit. And she's like, excuse me? She's like, I need you sitting to take your vitals. Ma'am, I can't sit. She says, well, just try to sit and be as comfortable as you can. And I will never forget this. When he sat down, he was like, oh, and started like raising up on the chair. And then he stands up real quick and he's like, I told you I can't sit. He and his wife are having a little foreplay going on. And you stick something far enough up somebody's bunghole, it kind of like gets sucked in. So I was like, oh.
And it was vibrating something in his butthole.
That's the story that we finally got out of him. Yeah, you should have seen the X-ray. God, X-ray was epic. It was epic. And I had the best doc working that night. Oh, I loved him. He was amazing. He's like, hey, come check this out. What do you see? And I'm like
the X-ray?
yeah, like the films and stuff, because it comes up on the computer or whatever. He's like, what do you see? And I was like, oh, which one is this? And I look and I go, oh, that's dildo boy.
I wonder if
Great.
this man knows that people were calling him dildo boy.
Yeah, probably. Everybody was laughing. I mean, we had to kind of.
What kind of stuff do people put in their butts? Like, how big is it?
Oh my God. There.
I mean, I worked at a sex store in Hollywood for a while. We sold some stuff.
Endless. I mean, we've had children's toys. I mean, and again, just a reminder, people, that if you stick something in your bunghole far enough, your body is going to suck it in, and it has to be surgically removed. So, moral of the story, Molly, stop putting stuff in your butt.
Can't help it.
Can't help it. Yeah, but yeah, all kinds of stuff. Animals, toys, bottles.
Do you believe that story that Richard Gere put a gerbil in his butt?
I never heard about that.
Where have you been?
I don't work.
Yeah, supposedly he put a gerbil in his butt because when it wiggles around and fights for its life, it feels pretty good.
Oh, that makes me pucker up.
And then it dies inside of you, and then they couldn't get it out. This is
well, yes, because of the suction power of the intestine, the colon.
Or maybe it just died and it couldn't wiggle out anymore. You got to put a tagline on it.
Tagline. put a little gerbil harness with the leash. Oh God, that's awesome.
Okay, with fevers, does it matter how old you are? Is there like you can take it versus like, oh, you're too young or you're too old?
Well, yeah. Fevers in like infants, like small children and elderly can be serious, only because they don't have the immune system that middle-aged or older children to adulthood have. Fevers can cause seizures, which we call them febrile seizures. Boomers got me saying seizure, like see you later. Anyway, that's another. I owe Molly $1.
Seizure salad.
Seizure salad, yeah. Because what happens is especially it happens a lot in like children, small children, infants, babies, is where they will go from like 100 to 105, like really fast, and it'll mess with the brain and it'll cause a febrile seizure. Most kids will come out of it if you can get the fever. If you can break that fever. That's why pediatricians will tell their, the parents like alternate Motrin, Tylenol to keep that fever down. But you've got some parents that shouldn't be parents. Well, I gave them Tylenol like 56 hours ago. Well, that's not going to do anything now. So yeah, so that's usually when it becomes, serious. I think if something, if you run like some viruses, you can run like 102, 103, like for you, for example, 102, 103, and you're like, Bexecutioner, I'm dying. The most important thing is fevers can cause dehydration because you're sick, you don't want to move, your body hurts, you feel like you got hit by a truck, and you're really dehydrated, right? That's when you'd call me and go, can I get an IV? And then I'd be like, suck it.
I kind of just want an IV because I want to know what it feels like to be hydrated. Like, I just wonder. I'm just curious.
Drink, Molly.
It's gross. If it was root beer, I mean, that's like tasty. Water is boring.
You have all those little flavor packet things. Why don't you just do those?
That's too high maintenance for me.
Or you can put the flavor packets and make popsicles.
I thought you were going to say put it on my burrito. Because that's where I get the majority of my liquid is from my bean burritos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But so when I start to feel like garbage, which doesn't happen very often, because as you know, I am strong like ox.
She eats like an ox, too.
Built like an ox, too.
Yeah, brick house.
I'll lift you over my shoulder and
brick
bench
house.
Press you. But I will give myself a fever bath. Have you heard of these?
Mm-hmm.
Where you give yourself a fever and then you get like super hot and then you get under the covers and cover your hair and you just like cool
Sweat it
down
out.
so slowly.
Sweat it out.
And I mean, shit, that works. So
You know, it's also really good too.
Hmm.
If you're healthy and you have a low grade fever and you start like, hey, oh, my throat's getting scratchy. Like you can kind of feel it coming on. Get in a sauna. Sweating it out.
I need to get a sauna. Wouldn't a sauna be great here?
Oh, yeah, and a little like hot tub. You should do a sauna and a hot tub on your little patio.
I am going to ask you how you feel about the house shaping up, because you helped me move my mattress
Oh
up
my
when I was
God.
still sleeping on my dining room floor here.
And you still slept on the dining room floor with your bunnies.
She was sad.
Just put her in bed with you.
She won't come. I've tried.
Well, if you quit telling her that she's dinner tonight, maybe she'll come.
I would
here.
never eat her. She eats her poo. Thank you.
Oh,
I would never.
sick. And you let her kiss you on the mouth?
Yeah. Because she won't fit up my butthole.
Oh my. Blah.
But don't you think it's great down here?
It is. It is really
Compared
cool.
to the mausoleum that you saw?
This is so you. Like this whole thing is totally mine.
It's pretty epic.
It's pretty rad. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the rest of the house is fun and normal-ish.
I still like the dark blue.
Yeah, that's a good room.
That's a good room.
But there's something about this basement that's just too fucking fun.
It was fun.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that you could finally see the fruits of my labor.
Yeah, she was always working on something.
I'm always got covered in paint or
When are you
whatever.
gonna like trim your bush?
Well, I just cut down the whole juniper. That's gonna be in the fire pit this weekend potentially. But you said you were gonna lend me your bush trimmers
I do have some of those,
because I don't.
but the only thing is I think the one I have is a plug-in. It's electric.
Oh, that's a long extension cord.
We'd have to do like 5 extension cords connected.
It's possible.
See if we can like
Yeah,
blow
I
a
just
breaker.
don't even know. I guess you'd call it a hedge, not a
Mhm.
bush. So many layers of double entendre. Yes, the 9-year-old boys are having a great time in chat tonight. I've got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell, Rod says.
Cowbell. Saturday Night Live.
Okay, let's talk about diarrhea and vomiting.
Diarrhea.
Some people think it's gross, but it's really good,
Good
on
on
toast.
toast.
Diarrhea, Chacha.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that I grew up in LA and you grew up in Michigan, and we both know the same diarrhea song?
And there was no internet.
I
and
know.
no cell phones.
Okay, do you know this one? G.I. Joe, accidentally let one go, scared all the Germans away. You can tell by the smell that the Germans went to hell for a couple of days. She's never heard of that one.
No.
But how do we both know? Do you remember, Mommy, I hate Susie's guts. Shut up, dear, and keep eating.
No. How about
Mommy, I don't want to go to Grandma's. Shut up, dear, and keep digging.
no?
You don't remember
Oh my
those?
God, that's morbid.
Oh
my God.
There was like 100 of them.
Have you heard of the? Well, we used to sing the Oscar Mayer. My baloney has a first name.
It's OSCAR.
My baloney. Yeah, we used to sing that one, and great big gobs of greasy, grimy gopher guts. Do you remember that one?
I more remember 2 all beef patties, special sausage,
Lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
No fucking pickles.
All the pickles.
No pickles.
You're weird.
Okay, vomiting, diarrhea. I mean, a little bit it's normal, especially if you're eating, some weird stuff. Sometimes things happen.
Yeah, but if it continues for, 48 hours, depending on. Yeah, because you can dehydrate so quickly with vomiting and diarrhea, especially diarrhea. That's why, especially with infants, kids still in diapers, if they have diarrhea and they're not drinking, and then mom notices, oh, little Johnny hasn't had a wet diaper, that's a red flag. Johnny's not getting enough fluids. Johnny should probably go to the hospital, or mom make an appointment. You don't. If it's during the day, call the doctor's office. Don't just rush to the ER unless the child is like lethargic. Then you would want to go to the ER.
I know with my bunny, if I give her too much fruit, then she has a blowout.
I'm so jealous of that bunny.
I can give you a fistful of blueberries too.
I eat blueberries. Every day
Okay.
in my yogurt.
So the last time I was in an ambulance as a customer, I was in anaphylactic shock. It was really fun. It's a good time. So let's talk about allergies.
Yeah.
When would an allergic reaction, you get bit by a bee or swollen, whatever, when would that be a 911
Well,
allergy?
first of all, if you know that you're allergic to bees and you get stung by a bee and you don't have an EpiPen, that's a 911 call, right? In the meantime, until the ambulance gets there, I would start chugging some Benadryl or taking some, Benadryl pills. Liquid kind of goes through the system quicker than the pills do. But yeah, when you start having, like my time when I didn't know that I became allergic to store-bought wine, doing the whole wine tour.
Right.
Oh, I love wine. I love wine. But I'm lucky. My father-in-law makes it, and I'm not allergic to it.
It's a side quest.
That's a side quest. But it's really good. Pepe wine. Love it. Anyway, I should have brought a bottle of that. We could have had Pepe wine. Anyway,
I don't drink.
bullshit.
It's called grenadine.
Yeah.
Make a Shirley Temple with it.
Grenadine with Bacardi and some vodka because you
I bought that for the
strong.
party.
Yeah, so she says.
Yeah.
Yeah. She comes down here in her little like monster world and she gets hammered.
The mausoleum.
Yeah, and then you start talking to all of your goblins and stuff on the wall.
I'm just replying back to them is really. I mean, do you love these sharks?
I do.
They're just so.
I do love the sharks. I'm a huge Jaws fan, so it's so epic.
I love them all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when I went into anaphylactic shock, they were asking me my name, and I'm answering them, and my voice was cracking. And the doctor said, the hives have entered your throat. And I was like, what does that mean? And the guy who came over to me.
The hives have entered your throat?
Yeah, I guess they fuck with your vocal cords and they were making my voice change.
No, what's happening is things are starting to constrict because you're having an allergic reaction. And if they don't treat it, it can go into anaphylaxis.
It was going in there, I guess.
Yeah, I start wheezing.
They took my shirt off and my whole chest was covered in like red and white, like just hives, like a relief map. It was really crazy. And I didn't even feel like, I felt tingly. I felt like I was growing a dog snout. But
see, I didn't have that. I had when I took a glass of wine, because you know how you go on the wine tours and they have the cute little tiny wine glasses and they set up, you pick like 4 or 5 of them.
Flight.
And they do they pour them all in there and then you take a little sip. You have to swirl it because you have to act like you know what you're doing, right? Because this is like up near Sutton's Bay, so they're like a bunch of rich people up there, so you gotta you can't be redneck up there. So you sniff it, you swirl it. Yeah, I'm back. My dad's back hills, West Virginia. So anyway, and then I take a sip of it and I'm like, oh, that's really good. And then I took the last swallow of it and I was like, okay, next. By the time I got to that 3rd glass of wine, I'm like, something doesn't feel right. Like my mouth, you know how that when you get that shot, remember when you had to go to the dentist and you're like, my face is sloughing off. It felt really numb.
I feel like everyone can see it.
Yeah. Well, that's how the inside of my mouth felt. And I'm like, what's up with my tongue? And and my mom's like, what's going on with you? And I'm like, Mom, something's wrong. And like everything started itching inside my mouth. And then I stuck out my tongue and she's like, oh my God, your tongue is swollen. We're like, ah! So now it's like in my mind, I'm like, I need Benadryl. Like I need some Benadryl like right now. And so they're like, yeah, the store's like 2 doors down or whatever. They should have some or whatever, pharmacy, whatever in Sutton's Bay. And I go in there and it's like that movie, with Will Smith where he's having an allergic reaction. Yeah. Mine wasn't that dramatic looking, but I was literally like grabbing the box and opening it and just like
my tongue got super fat and then my teeth wouldn't even close because the tongue was like holding
anaphylaxis.
Yeah, it was rough.
That's an emergency.
I know. I didn't feel like I needed the ambulance, but I felt pretty good because I think they shaved like 5 years off when they were calling 911 for me, so I felt pretty good about that. But okay, and then but you can take Benadryl while you're waiting for the ambulance to come. Yeah. Just know how much you took because
you overdose
on it if the ambulance gives you more.
Well, they're going to give you an EpiPen. They're going to jab you.
But see, I heard that EpiPens only give you 10 minutes.
Not necessarily. Everybody's body metabolizes things differently. So if an EpiPen only gives you 10 minutes, that doesn't mean it's only going to give me 10 minutes.
I don't know.
But regardless, if you have to use an EpiPen, you always want to call an ambulance because they can stick an IV in and they can give you IV Epi.
I feel like, well, one, ambulances are so freaking expensive. Benadryl will knock you out. Yeah, so call the 911 before you take the Benadryl, because I wrote Instanap on my thing of Benadryl because it's just like I don't even exist. Benadryl makes me so like tired.
Oh God, I wish it did that to me. It makes me like wig out. Like I want to climb out of my skin. Benadryl never worked the way it should. I mean, it helped with that reaction, right? But I literally drank like, it was probably what, 8-ounce bottle or something. I just chugged it.
Of Benadryl?
Yeah, little, you know, the grape flavored.
No.
And the only one I could find in liquid was children's Benadryl, but it's still the same Benadryl. It's just the dosage is different. But yeah, anyway.
All right, let's talk about fainting.
Syncopes.
So you faint.
Mm-hmm.
Do you call 911?
Absolutely.
What if it's just like really hot and you're just overexerted?
Well, that could be heat exhaustion. You're going to a whole different chapter in medicine.
What if
here.
You're Becky and you just saw a clown and you fainted?
I hate clowns.
She hates clowns. She hates dolls. She hates
dolls.
spiders. Is there anything that you're not afraid of?
No, just clowns, dolls, and spiders.
I feel like there's more. I feel like there's more.
No.
Okay, but you see a clown.
Horror
and you
movies.
faint.
I don't like horror movies.
You're just jumpy.
I am very jumpy. Well, when you work with a crew that I worked with for how many years?
So you'd think,
and they would always
immune.
hide. They made me this way because this is their fault, because they would hide behind things and then jump out and scare me. And they're like, "Did you pee?" Because I would always say, "Oh my God, you made me pee!" And then they thought that was funny. So then that became a mission to scare me. So I pee.
A cannibal is eating a clown and turns to the cannibal next to him and asks, "Does this taste funny?" Thank you for that.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay.
So what were we talking about?
Fainting.
Fainting. Yeah, syncopal.
And so that's basically, especially you wouldn't want to drive because you don't know if you could faint again.
And first of all, there could be something else going on. Like if somebody passes out, sometimes more than not, it's usually nothing. Like they just had a little episode, they'll run lab work, they'll do an EKG.
Is it normal to faint?
Some people have histories of fainting. And
I fainted once, but I gave blood and I felt like biddy, that's all, folks. And I felt like the peripheral vision going.
I'm gonna tip over in this chair.
And I was in biology class and my teacher, Mr. Pollock, I'm in like 12th grade, but I'm not an adult yet. I think I was like 16 or 17. And which my mom was pissed about because a child shouldn't be like, "Oh, sure, I'll give blood to the Red Cross today." Like they need to have some parental signature. And my mom was pissed.
I agree with that.
And so then I passed out. I was a punk rocker. I had this necklace on. It had bells on it. And one of the bells.
That's where the cowbell needs to come up. Molly, I had this cowbell attached to
Oh, they were
necklace.
like little colored bells. And it like I fell and I guess I don't know, I hit it and it like kind of embedded like underneath my collarbone. Anyway, I woke up and my biology teacher was like 2 inches from my face. Like,
"Can you smell the coffee?
Are
on
you
your breath?"
okay? And I was like, "Oh God, get away from me."
Why do teachers smell like coffee all the time? Like when they talk
because they have to deal with your fucking ass.
I know, right?
And anyway, they let some heavy metal guy walk me home. I didn't know him. And I just fainted, and they're letting me walk home with somebody I didn't even know.
Ooh.
So that was good.
LA.
My mom was thrilled.
I would have been pretty pissed off.
She was thrilled.
Yeah.
Okay, so what if somebody just faints like after they see blood? Because that's like a thing.
It is a thing. Because it happened to my son. He literally, and even in Allie, they see blood there.
Really?
Out. Yeah. Ethan, not so much anymore because
shock and awe.
He's
seen
an
it.
EMT now, so he sees it. He's a man, but when he used to get blood draws or vaccines or whatever, he would just get himself so worked up, and that's where a lot of kids will, like, especially teenage or preteen girls, they pass out a lot.
I don't know that I'd be able to put a needle in somebody.
Oh, do you have good veins?
I have great veins.
Oh yeah, I could poke that one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Look
Oh, that's
at
a good
that
one
one.
too, but I don't know.
The Red Cross used to
see-
call me. Hi, how are you doing? Are you feeling hydrated today? They were like vampires.
I'm telling you, you can make some serious cash
elixir.
donating.
Not in LA, because my mom worked for a blood bank in like the 60s.
Oh.
They don't
Back before they cleaned it and didn't just do arm to arm.
Because the kind of people that need $10 to donate their blood are not the kind of people that you want their blood.
Yeah.
So I don't think they pay anymore. They'll give you like movie tickets, and I would be there for a couple hours because I was donating platelets.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going through the little centrifuge, and they let you watch a movie, and they give you some movie
crackers,
tickets,
or they'll give you crackers and juice to take,
and Tums.
Tums.
When your lips start to tingle when you're giving platelets, then they give you Tums.
I've never heard of that.
I don't know.
That's weird. It's LA.
And then you have to pay like $20 to park, and you're like, why am I even doing this?
Why are you paying to be there?
Because you're like trying to do the right thing and you're trying to help them out. But then they would just get too crazy and they'd be calling me all the time. Like, oh, you could donate platelets like every 3 days. Like, fuck off. I got a life. I need my platelets. I'm making them for me.
On a side note they did send out information. There is a blood shortage, people. So if you can donate and you're clean, donate, because
just tell them you have AIDS is what I'm telling you, because
you have AIDS.
I would have AIDS. If it meant that I don't have to donate every 3 days, then fine. They make so much motherfucking money off of you.
But you got to understand, a lot of that blood goes to trauma patients.
Like patients that come in. Then why are they selling it? You're involved in some hellacious accident and I donate my blood. Why are they charging you for it?
Come on.
They're a charity.
Hospitals, big pharma, they have to make their money
for free, and they're charging the shit out of you.
But the thing is you're giving it for free.
They're greedy vampires.
But you got to understand the whole blood process and what they have to do and all the filtration and everything. I mean, that costs money, right? Plus, they got to get their money. Come on, big corporate, big pharma.
They can sell pictures of their feet on the internet too, fair and square. But you don't.
I don't think you want my ugly ankle picture.
There's probably a niche for your broken ankle. I would think there's probably somebody out there that would.
Have you ever heard of people, like women, are getting asked for their socks after they worked all day?
I know people have sold their socks.
My daughter sold her socks and she got like $200 out of it.
Now we know the internet knows that your daughter is a sock whore.
Oh. That's okay.
I knew a dominatrix who sold dirty panties, and she had a bowl of mayonnaise and tuna juice that she would run a paintbrush in.
Ew!
And then she would seal them up in a Ziploc bag and mail them off.
My brothers that growing up with, you know what they would say? Smells like fish, tastes like chicken. Ew. Okay.
Everybody has turned us off now, and they're watching
Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about seizures.
Okay. I thought we were talking about syncope.
Some people have seizures.
Mm-hmm. They have a seizure disorder, which is called
regularly
epilepsy. Epilepsy just means you have a seizures.
So do you have to call 911 every time you have a seizure?
That depends.
If you have a seizure, do you know I have a seizure, or you're just like, hey, what happened?
A lot of people that have seizures, that the family is very familiar with their history. some physicians will give them the medication and say, okay, here, this is what you give. But if it's your first seizure or second seizure, or let's say you weren't sure about the first seizure, but then somebody witnessed the second one and you're like, yeah, you definitely should go, because there's so much going on. It's just, there could be, something going on in your brain. There could be a blockage or ischemia. There could be, it's just basically that brain just, it's like it's being zapped, right? And there's so many different types of seizures. God, I have like a whole list of them, which I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'll just use one for an example. My uncle, rest in peace, he had a seizure while driving a car and hit a tree and passed away. But he had what was called silent seizures, where all he would do is just like stare, and he would just sit there and stare. Okay. Didn't know he was having a seizure. I never knew he had seizures. I didn't know that he had epilepsy. It was like this big secret in the family, like he was tainted or something. But there's other seizures where, somebody will drop to the floor, they'll start flopping around. There's also seizures where we call it decorticate posturing, where they'll bring everything in towards the core, or the arms will go out, which is called the cerebral posturing. But if you have a seizure disorder, and let's say the family's very familiar with this, the neurologist was okay with the family treating the patient, and the patient comes out and like everything's good after that. They call the doc. Yep, they just had a seizure. Okay, how long did it last? When did it start? What were they doing when it started? And the doc will be like, yep, okay, well, we'll see you in the office on Monday or whatever to do a follow-up. Maybe they need another MRI or CT or something. If somebody's having a seizure, like if you were having a seizure right now, I would lay you down on the floor, put you on your left side or your right side, and just protect your head, and then look and see, like, okay, what time did it start? What time did it stop? What were you doing? How's your breathing? Don't ever put anything in somebody's mouth. Like, don't try to because they'll clench. When somebody's having a seizure, they'll clench. That's why they say just keep the mouth. Don't stick your fingers in there.
No wallets.
Yeah, don't be putting quarters or M&Ms or anything in their mouth. Just lay them on their side, keep track, have somebody call 911, so that they can get, because I mean, if it's like this person's like 5th seizure in the month, then that warrants follow-up.
When I was interviewing for Grand Rapids Police Department, rest in piss, I was leaving my interview, so I'm like in my nice suit and everything, and this kid just falls to the floor and he's having a seizure in the lobby.
Oh.
And so I went and helped him out. The aunt or grandma, whatever she was trying to put like her purse under his head, but it had like buckles on it, and I'm like, get this shit out of here. Like, well, just hold his head and make sure that he's okay.
Well, if he's on a hard floor, you just want to put something floor, like if you're at home or have a pillow.
Had pokey things on it that were good for his eyes. And so I guess he was just like a big weed smoker, and I guess that's just something that happens if you smoke a lot of weed, that you can have seizures, which I didn't know.
Actually, there's if the medication's prescribed for some people with epilepsy, they've tried all the medications and it doesn't work, but the medicinal, they'll get a card, and the true medicinal marijuana people, not the ones that use like, oh, I have glaucoma, but you can't tell because I had surgery or whatever. But the true seizures, like, it helps with keeping, their seizures under control, or at least limit them. So it does.
I think that's bullshit.
Look it up.
Okay. In High Times magazine, or where do you suggest that I look?
You Google it.
Oh, Google.
Or Duck Goose. What is it? Duck.
Close enough. You're such an old lady.
Duck Goose.
Yeah, but then after the seizure, then he was throwing up, and I'm still holding his head.
That's normal.
And like all the cops came out, but like nobody was helping this kid. It should have been like a little bit of foreshadowing how this department went. And anyway, like the medics come, and I'm helping the kid and rubbing his back and talking to the aunt and everything, and I'm trying to get the front desk to call 911 for him, and they're just staring at him like it was a whole shit show. But anyway, so he was throwing up, after
Mhm.
he came to.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's normal. That happens.
so I was done. I was handing him off to the EMTs, and then I was like, could I maybe like wash my hands before I go? Like, do you guys have a bathroom? These motherfuckers, they were like, go. They told me to go in the public restroom. I'm like applying for a job here, so maybe I'm a little bit above using their like common shitter that all.
Yeah, but you weren't hired yet. You're just a peon.
But you'd think that you'd want to like court me a little bit better than that, because here's what they tell me: you can go use the public bathroom in here in the lobby, but don't use the towel dispenser because there's a female transient that rubs herself on the towel dispenser for pleasure.
Mm.
So I drip dry on the way to my aunt's car.
I've been like using the inside of my jacket, inside of my suit. I don't even think I would have went in there. I think I would have went across the street and be like, help me.
Right. Jimmy John's, hello. Could I please use your lavatory?
Or you can use what we call in the ambulance the cancer wipes that kind of disinfect everything and be like, yeah.
Oh, like the fire wipes?
No, these are on the ambulance. This is what we, wipe the cot down with.
Oh.
After a call.
Sandy.
Call them
Sandy wipes?
They're cancer wipes. You're supposed to wear gloves when you clean stuff with it. Yeah.
Oh.
They say they cause us cancer. I had somebody puke on me in the ER. And so you best believe I was taking them cancer wipes. Thank God it didn't go in my mouth, because I would have been done. I would have been puking, dry heaving.
Well, I had a guy, he ripped open his brachial artery. He was high as hell, and he was like climbing over a chain link fence for no reason, and he ripped it open. The radio call came out that his arm was hanging by a thread. And as we get out of the car, you take that side and I take this side, and I got the fucking gushing side just by happenstance, and I just felt all over me. But it was warm, so I thought the first thing that I thought was like a car was driving by and like kicked up dirt or whatever. But
did it taste like iron?
I didn't taste anything, but it was all over my face, my uniform, my gun, my belt, my fucking hair, everything. So I had to go take a bird bath over at back at the police station. And then he was Hep C positive.
Oh, beautiful.
So I got to test for a year just in case. And knock on wood, I was cool. But my lieutenant was like, well, did you get it in your mouth or your eyes? Like, fucker, I don't know. It went everywhere. It just went.
I would have been like, put pressure on it. Hold on. Just wait just a minute. And then go to the nearest hose. And
right. And then he says to me, I mean, I was stuck by a needle and I was fine. Like,
oh my God.
This guy's, he tested positive for Hep C, fucker. Anyway,
people are jerks.
Maybe it's a good segue though, because it is pretty dangerous, because you're coming in contact with a lot of sick people and mentally ill and contagious.
Did I ever tell you about the one episode in the ER one night? I had to do an enema. So basically in the ER, this lady who spoke absolutely no English.
You missed the story. This is one of the stories.
Is this a new one for you?
This is a new one for me.
Awesome. So anyways, this poor little old lady, she did not speak a lick of English. She was like maybe 90 pounds soaking wet, but she was
Does that make the enema different?
Constipated. Oh, no. So I'm a nice person. I wouldn't want, so it's milk, like regular milk, molasses. And you heat up the milk, put in the molasses, stir it up. I'm telling you, milk and molasses is a godsend. And then we put it in the enema bag, and then we shake it up, make sure it's in there really good. There's like a ratio of milk to molasses or whatever. It was on the refrigerator.
She's not giving you the recipe.
No. Ew, God, no. Just do magnesium citrate. It's easier. Anyway, I get her into, I couldn't use the normal room because they were doing a pelvic exam. So I had to go into a different room. And I was like, okay, I need you. And I'm trying to explain to her that I need her to roll over with her bum towards me, right? So I can put the tube in very carefully, like until you meet resistance.
So she doesn't speak any English. Does she have an awareness that you're about to put a tube up her ass?
Yeah,
Or-
because I kind of went, you kind of have to do, you have to like kind of go, this goes in the bottom. Like charades. It would be like charades.
anal charades.
Yeah. Because there was nobody there to interpret. So, and she's like, yeah. And she just shook her head. So I'm like, oh, cool. She understands. Anyway, that all turned out great. And then as I'm pulling out the tube, the enema tube, she lets out this like, like this high-pitched old lady foreign scream, and shit all down the front of me. Like it shot out.
You must be really fun at Thanksgiving.
I am like, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. And I'm just standing there like, what the fuck do I do now? And I'm like, oh God, thank God. And I always wore a mask, like a shield type thing. Because
we're gonna need a bigger swear jar.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, that was like the worst night of my life. So then after that thing happened, I worked with the sweetest girl. She was another tech. She was my girl. And I was like, hey, you want to make $20? Like cash, like right now? And she was like, yeah. Like, what do you need? And I go, room 23 needs an enema. And she was like, all right. So I gave her the $20 and she did all of my enemas. And let me tell you, after that episode of getting sprayed with poo all over, worth the $20. Mm-hmm.
I've done some suspicious things for money. $20 and giving another human being an enema does not seem equal.
We gave her bunk beds.
I mean,
for her boys. When
I
she
go to a
moved.
burning building for $16 an hour, but $20 for an enema, that's word of mouth.
Oh, yeah. Well, some people will do anything for money. You should tell some of the stories that you've done for $5.
I mean, that's just Tuesday. Okay, what about when people have the worst headache of my life?
That can be serious or that could be like normal migraine. It just depends. So if it's like sudden onset, somebody like feels like somebody hit you in the back of the head with a brick, it could be a couple things, right? So like I have cluster migraines and they come on sudden. My neurologist knows all about it. I've had MRIs done just to make sure that, everything's good in the old brain bucket there. But sudden onset, you should probably definitely like go in and get checked, or at least make a phone call to your physician. The physician may just say, go to the ER, because that's kind of like the famous line for family practice. Like, just go to the ER.
Even like our urgent care calls us a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they don't have a CT. They don't have MRIs. They just do x-rays and maybe ultrasound. Not all urgent cares have an ultrasound.
They didn't help me with my rabies bat.
Did you get bit?
I didn't get
Are
bit.
you rabid?
No, I'm not. I've been
She
cleared.
was sucking face with a bat.
I've been cleared.
Oh, good.
The bat had its head cut off. It went to MDHHS.
God, see, I wish I could have done
They
the.
slurped goo from its brain, and they found out that the bat that was in my house did not have rabies.
When I sent you that link for the email about the bats, so I kind of went down the rabbit hole, and they were saying like 30-something, like around 36% of bats have rabies.
Well, mine did not.
Are you sure about that? Because
yes,
you're starting
they
to
cut the head off. I had to, and then they gave me a box, and it was a large box, and it only had a single bat head in it.
That's awesome.
And then they slurped out the goo at MDHHS. Have you seen that facility?
The lab, the state lab?
That's crazy.
That's where I took all of the COVID tests.
Ooh, that shit's like Fort Knox.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And they tested my bat, and it was good. All right.
Cool.
We've got to skedaddle, hurry up some more. So let's blow through some of these.
Okay.
Broken bones. If it's sticking out.
Oh, Jesus. That's an open fracture. So fracture means a break.
That's ambulance.
That's ambulance.
But if it's in, no ambulance.
Well, that also depends. See, everything, it all depends. So, like, let's say you fall down the stairs and you break your femur. The femur is the largest bone in your body. So, what's inside the bone?
Marrow, juicy stuff.
Yeah. See, you might make it through EMT class.
Maybe.
Anyway, it can
got
cause a
one
lot
right.
of bleeding, right? So, that's serious. If you feel you're like, oh my God, it hurts so bad, femurs are that's serious because you can bleed out, right? So we use, like, on an ambulance, if we see deformity or we check a pulse like down on top of the foot, and if there's no pulse, then that means it's cutting off blood supply. So we'll do what's called a traction splint, where we'll strap your leg on it and then we'll pull it to get until we get a pulse. Once we get a pulse, we lock it in right there, and then we'll give you meds.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you break your femur, that's...
I don't. Watching TV, there's like a 0% chance that I could.
While she's eating her bean burritos and
Like
farting.
0. Okay, but you shouldn't straighten or reposition your own kibbles and bits. Like, I always see, like they go like this to the boxer and they fix his nose and stuff.
No.
Leave that to the pros.
Yeah, leave it to the pros. Let a physician realign it. But medics can. Usually we'll splint in the position that it's in.
And just leave it.
And just leave it, unless it's if there's no pulse, then our protocol says that we can try to like realign it until we can feel a pulse, because if there's no pulse, that's bad.
And then getting impaled. This happened to my friend Elise. She got impaled on a gate right in front of my face.
Ew.
We were gonna go look at an apartment for me.
That'd be awesome.
And her husband said before we went, he was like, Elise, you're wearing a skirt, let Molly climb the gate. And I was like, oh, there's a gate. I had no idea where we were going. She just said, let's go down the street. There's an apartment for him. And so next thing I know, Elise is climbing the gate. And I'm like, oh, I guess we're here, because I didn't know where we were going. So the gate is like 5 feet. And so basically it's like at my eye line. She's climbing this spiked iron gate, and it goes up behind her calf, and it's like fucking her leg behind her knee, like probably 4 or 5 inches.
Awesome.
And she's lifting her leg, but she's not lifting it enough to get
it off. Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And she's like, oh, but she's got this big skirt on, so she can't tell that she's like fucking the fence. She thinks that she hit it.
Called 911 for that?
Well, I wasn't going to. But so she finally unfucked the fence, and I was like, I didn't want her to go into the yard, because then I got to climb the same fence to get to her. Right. So I said, jump down, I'll catch you. I was never going to catch her, but I guided her down, fine. And so I sit her down, and like, she's got a big quarter slot, for the, the pinball machine in her leg. And I put my hand on it and I squeeze it, and it squishes out all these like bubbles of like air, and there's like fat globules all over, and there's like fat blobs on the fence. And like after you would drive to her house, like for weeks, months after that, it'd be like dusty, shiny, dusty, like the fence. So I'm holding her, and it's not bleeding, very bad or anything.
It wasn't like squirting like it could be.
No. And so I said, okay, it's done. You're fine. It's over now. But we're going to need to get you cleaned up. And you're going to need stitches. It's a big quarter slot.
You're going to need an x-ray.
Well, we knew stitches at least. So I said, are you okay? I'm going to go get the car. Can you tell me where the hospital is? Yeah. Okay, cool. So I run up the street, and I tell her husband, and he's got to put away all of his stuff because he was a painter and he had all these things out. And I run back down to her, and she's still sitting there, and I'm like, okay, are you ready to go? Like, do you know how to get to the hospital, right? You know where we're going to go? Like, you can guide me to the hospital. She goes, uh-huh. Where's Molly? I'm like, oh shit.
She's in shock.
She doesn't even know who I am.
She's in shock.
We're calling the ambulance. And the ambulance was so nice with her, and just asking her. I got to sit in the front seat.
Oh.
And so
did you feel important?
I did. And the guy in the back was so wonderful with her. Like, so you're going to school? Do you have a lot of homework? Like, just keeping her chatting.
Uh-huh.
He said something to the front.
They're breathing.
She had really low blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. And then she did not want to take, she was not a chemical solver, so she didn't want to take any meds when we got, and he was trying to like cut the skin so that it was a nice cut so that he could stitch it nicely instead of the jagged horror that was there. And he had to take like a turkey baster thing and like betadine, just like squish stuff out of it. And
did he stick his finger in the hole to see if anything was injured?
I don't think so, because like your finger is about as big as one of the spikes was.
Right.
So he did get a dildo out just temporarily, just to make sure. But no, so then she was, you know, she's screaming because it hurts.
Well, I'm sure. And that's why you take the drugs.
I said, do you know why it's hurting? Yes. Is there anything you could do about it? She's like, no. I'm like, yes, there is. Take the fucking drugs. He needs to be able to flip you around, do whatever he needs to do, and you need to shut the fuck up. You need to take the drugs. So they gave her like half the morphine that you're supposed to give. And it was the funniest thing. She's just like, I see dots. And like she was not like one of those people. And but it ripped a lot of meat inside of her. Yeah. It was really hard for them to go bike riding for a long time. And like you're having all these problems with your leg now.
Well, yeah, because the walking boot kind of like threw everything off. My alignment's all
work for Frankenstein.
They should give you a lift to put in your other shoe that's the same height as the boot.
I mean, I have old club shoes you could have worn. You should have worn a stripper heel. That would have been nice at work.
I'm not good in heels. You know this. When we went to the wedding, Caitlin Mooney's wedding.
Yeah, I don't remember you wearing heels. I don't remember what you were wearing.
Yeah. That's because they didn't have them on very long. I'm a fall hazard. I'm a fall risk.
Okay, but so in puncture wounds, don't take any. If it's in, leave it in. If it's out, leave it out.
Right.
Because a lot of times you'll just like bandage it in place.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't do.
And you want to, you know, if there's any bleeding, you want to control the bleeding. And if it's bleeding, like gushing, squirting, like high pressure where it can like hit the other side of the room, that's arterial. And you should probably put a tourniquet on that.
Unless it's your head, then you don't want to put a tourniquet on your neck.
I would put one around your neck for you. I would.
You would.
I would do that.
Okay, you lose a tooth. People say you put it in a thing of milk. Is this true?
That is true.
Really?
Yeah, that is true because the calcium in the milk helps keep the tooth alive, I guess. But actually happened to a friend of mine. Her daughter knocked out her 2 front teeth, and they were her permanent, not the baby teeth, and knocked the 2 front teeth out on a clothesline or a dog line or whatever. She like ran into it and caught it and pulled her 2 front teeth out. All I want for Christmas is my tooth. That's the only thing I can think of. So yeah, and they found the teeth. I don't know how they found the teeth because it was grass, or you know, it was all grass or whatever, but they found the teeth.
They weren't the color of grass.
Stuck them, stuck them in a thing of water.
Okay, you cut your thumb off. Bag of ice? What are you doing? Really?
Put it on ice.
But I thought ice would like give it freezer burn or frostbite.
Well, think about it. When you have a transplant, okay, I know you've watched medical shows.
I've never had a transplant.
You've watched medical shows, right?
I've watched Forensic Files.
Okay, I like Grey's Anatomy, which I already binged and finished, and I'm waiting. Now I'm started The Pit. If anybody watched The Pit, thumbs up or thumbs down?
The Pit?
The show called The Pit.
Never heard of it.
He's the cutie pie that is one of the physicians on there. Anyway, yes, you put it on ice. So whenever they're going to like do a heart transplant or some type of organ transplant, especially if it's going thumbs down. What?
Wow, that's a lot of thumbs down.
Oh man, that makes me want to. Oh, that hurts my heart because Noah Wiley is hot.
You have bad taste.
Oh, well,
I'm telling your husband.
Yeah, so whenever they do transplants or whatever, and it's going from one facility to another, they always pack it on ice. So if you cut your thumb off, you want to search for the thumb or have somebody look for it. Yeah, and put it in a bag of ice so that they can reattach it.
Okay.
If they can.
Scenario. Grandpa fell. He feels fine, but he takes blood thinners.
That's bad. Did he hit his head?
Well, I don't know. It just says Grandpa fell, feels fine, but he takes blood thinners.
Well, that requires an assessment because number one, why did he fall? Right? what caused him to fall. Let's say he just tripped over.
Are you in Grandpa's will, and is he
wealthy? God, I hope so. That's cool. That's cool.
That's rude. Both my grandpas are ghosts now.
Mine
Thank
too.
you very
All
much.
of my grandparents are gone right now.
Mine too.
Sad.
That's what happens when we get old.
I know. I'm taking care of Mom.
Sucks.
We're
I
the age
got
where-
other people's ghosts living here, but not my ghosts.
That sucks.
I know.
You should call them over.
I feel that way all the time. Okay, we have so many more emergencies. So, okay, women sliced her hand, can't stop the bleeding.
We should probably go back to the
tourniquet.
grandpa thing. If grandpa's on blood thinners and he hits his head, that's very serious because they can cause a brain bleed. Next.
Okay. Slicing your hand cannot stop the bleeding. When do you actually use a tourniquet? And should the average asshole own a tourniquet? I mean, I have one in the door of my car right now.
Okay, but you've been trained on it, right?
True.
But it doesn't.
And I'm also one of those people that I go and I check on people when I see accidents and stuff like that.
You told me with the other scenario, Narcan scenario.
That's voluntary.
See, I told you, she lies.
That's a voluntary emergency. I don't know that I need to be a part of that.
You mean self-inflicted?
Self-inflicted, yeah. Yeah, you're not voluntarily getting into a car accident, theoretically, hopefully.
I cut the tip of my thumb off
while cutting chicken, and it wouldn't stop bleeding until I put the cinnamon powder stuff on.
What? Okay, you gotta explain.
I got cinnamon powder all over my yard right now for that fucking white whale of a stupid raccoon that's terrorizing me.
What did you name him again?
Moby Thick.
Moby Thick. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah, the biggest thing is holding pressure. If holding pressure isn't enough, then you keep wrapping it until it's tight. Like I said before, if you got a big old slice on your hand or on your arm or whatever, and you need to apply a tourniquet, make sure it's always like above the joint. Never put a tourniquet on the joint. You always go like above it. But I would usually just go here, but you can go here if it's on the hand because it's the joint above. But if it's squirting blood and just pressure and holding it up above your heart isn't doing anything and there's blood still dripping down, I would just put more, we call it rolly gauze, or I call it rolly gauze. I got it from a friend of mine who is another medic at another station. But
I cut the tip of my finger off in a bread slicer when I worked at Doughboy's Bakery in Hollywood, dirty fucking rat hole.
Ew.
And
do you still have a fingerprint?
So it cut from my nail that way.
Oh, so it didn't affect your fingerprint.
That whole thing.
Oh, it looks like it.
And then it flipped.
Nice.
And then it flipped back. And then when I went to the ER, they were like, "Okay, we've got to take your nail polish off." I'm like, "Get fucked." I don't want to do.
Oh, that would stink.
What he wanted to do was rip the whole thing off.
Oh.
So that it could just, because it was like right from the growth plate that way. And I was like, "Get fucked." Like, my nail polish does not matter. Because they were trying to trick me. So I was on to them.
Yeah. Ouch. Okay.
And my boss said, "Don't tell him it happened at work." I said, "I don't know my name, but I work for Frank Waldman at Doughboy's Bakery."
Nice.
Okay, so bar fight. Your friend gets knocked unconscious for 5 seconds, but he feels normal. He's drunk. He can walk it off, right?
Mm-mm.
No?
No. Go get checked.
Okay, what do people put on burns that you wish that they would stop trying to fucking put on?
Anything that is like a petroleum jelly, because all it does is hold the heat in. The first thing you want to do if you get a burn, no matter what kind of burn, you have to cool the burn. Stick it in a bowl of ice or run it under super cold water for a while. If it's a serious burn where it has literally taken skin off or whatever, then you should probably go to the ER because they have the magical stuff. It's called Silverdine cream, and it heals very quickly without doing a lot of scarring.
What if you're a vegan and you just strap a block of tofu to it? It's nice and cold, wet.
That sounds like something you would do.
I probably would. I probably would. They have these like burn pads. They're like little jelly things. I burned my arm once on the iron. I don't know what I was doing, but I decided that the iron was falling and I was going to block it with my arm. Anyway, it was like sizzle and it's gone. You can't even see it. And it was like that.
Did it get crusty? Did it ooze and blister?
It didn't, because these jelly pads don't let it ever get dry.
Oh, yeah.
and those work because I do keloid scar, and so
see,
but there's nothing there.
I don't
Look at me,
keloid.
fucking beautiful,
That is
perfect,
beautiful.
flawless. Okay, calling 911. Give us tips. Okay, we have an emergency. Shit, the Bexecutioner says we got to call 911. What do we need to know? How do I talk to the operator? What do I need them to know?
Well, the first thing that they're going to ask you is 911. What's your emergency? And then you go, oh, Molly's not breathing. She took a bunch of fentanyl and she thought it was the real stuff, and I can't get her breathing. So they're going to know where you're at, know your location, know the address. If you don't know the address, find out, look for mail or something with the address of your location, or ask somebody. If you're not sure and you only know that, let's say it's at a facility or like a restaurant or a club or whatever, just name the club. Dispatch will be familiar with it. Make sure you have like the name of the person, their age is good to know, because the dispatch information that we get is usually like, 29-year-old female, difficulty in breathing, difficulty speaking between words. So you want to give them as much information as you possibly can. And dispatch is actually really good about asking the right questions. So just be familiar like of your surroundings and where you're at so that you can give them, because the quicker that they can find you, the quicker that you get the treatment.
And like, obviously my level of CPR is very low, but we are taught to assign somebody. You call 911.
Never you point. That's actually offensive in other countries.
You call 911.
No, you always,
right now.
It's 2 fingers. You. Haven't you learned anything in the BLS?
2 fingers means something in other communities. So 1 finger.
Nasty.
2 fingers just means 2. You watch Blade Runner? 2. Anyway, but
I think she's referring to something else.
You make sure that somebody calls 911. And if you've got like some screaming person in the back, get them the fuck out. Say, hey, I need you to go to the end of the driveway and get the ambulance up here. I need you to hold the door open for the ambulance.
It is always helpful to assign, like if you're the most trained on scene, or even if you're not, assign duties to people. Like the biggest thing is people like to crowd around and what do you see? People on their cell phones, like recording everything, which is so annoying because if that were you lying there, you'd want some privacy, right? But no, people have to expose everything. So
especially if you got something hanging out of your ass, you probably want a little
and buzzes and can't sit down.
Yeah, but like I would probably tell somebody like, go get him a glass of water, even though I know he's not going to drink any water. It gives you something to do to get the fuck out of my face, so that we can just like quiet down. I can hear 911, whatever the case is. And then so CPR, I know 911 is going to walk you through it. It's better to give a shitty try than no try.
I agree. But it's also, we have so much technology today.
When you get there, but me and, my circle of friends that are...
No. I'm talking about the technology. Like there's YouTube. YouTube is like, should be everybody's best friend.
Sorry, 911. I gotta go. I gotta YouTube.
I gotta check YouTube on how to do CPR. Yeah. No, but anybody can get the basic concept of chest compressions and giving breaths. I'm not gonna suck face with you giving you breaths. I'm just gonna focus on chest compressions.
And chest compressions, you're going pretty deep. You're gonna hear some crunching.
You are gonna feel
crepitus.
Yeah.
I had crepitus once. It took 2 tubes of ointments to get rid of it.
That's chlamydia.
And I got it from you.
Gonorrhea. In your earlobe.
But yeah, I think that, like, because we practice on the mannequins, and the mannequins do make that crunching sound.
Oh, they just click. It's not the same as actually doing CPR on a real person, because everybody's body habitus is different, especially if you got like big busty women, and when you lay them flat, especially if they don't have supports, aka bra, everything like goes up, and so
or out, and then they're flat.
Yeah,
she looked like she had tits, and then she laid back.
Yeah, but it exposes the part where you can do CPR, right? You want to make sure. Check if you're not sure and you want to just check YouTube on how to do chest compressions. But the biggest thing is continuous. You want to do like, it's a 2-minute cycle and you want to get 100 chest compressions in, right? And then
Staying alive,
staying alive. Ha, ha, ha. Yeah, I love that song. But that's what you want to do. And you want to push hard. You want to push deep. But you also want to let the chest recoil
all the way up,
all the way up. You can keep your hands on top of their chest.
Here, you can practice on my capybara.
Oh, capybara. So you're going to find like in the mid.
Like on a human,
sternum.
Do it this way.
Yeah, so you're going to take your fingers like this. And you're going to lock. You're going to put the palm of your hand right in the center of the chest, usually between the nipples. But on women, if they're big chested, don't do the nipples, just do the center of the chest. And then you're going to push hard and you're going to hard, and you want to stay to that same beat. If you pump too slow, you're not doing any good. If you go too fast, the chest isn't allowed to recoil before you give another compression.
Because you're pumping their heart from the outside.
Yes. And what that's doing is you already have oxygenated blood in your system. So you want to keep circulating that blood, especially to the brain, because somebody that's down for a long time without chest compressions, they usually are vegetables if they bring them back.
Let's talk about doggies.
My heart. As you can tell, like, I love dogs.
Because you can give CPR to a dog too.
You can.
But how is it different?
Well, we stand there on 4 legs like this, right? And again, I am by no means a veterinarian, so this is just what I have learned from my person.
This is all for entertainment purposes.
This is all for entertainment learning, educational purposes. So what I learned from all the videos that I've watched, and one of the ones, Bondi Beach, is this Aussie vet. He's super hot. But anyways, he's got some videos out there. So
down, girl.
So what you want to do, so here you've got, so this is his left side, this is his right side. If the dog is laying on its right side, the heart's on this left, right? So you want to go like underneath that front leg, go like right in there, and you can like press and you can try to feel for a heartbeat. If there's no heartbeat and they're not breathing, then that's where you go right straight up from that front leg, go up a little bit. And I think I can't remember the number of the intercostal space, but it doesn't matter. But if you're in that space right by the arm, you just go from the leg.
So CPR on the side instead of on their back.
On the side. Yep. And it's the same. The most updated video that I saw, they want 120 chest compressions in 60 seconds. Yeah. So dogs' heartbeat beats faster than ours do, just like their temperature is usually higher than ours. But yeah, you want to make sure that you're, on little dogs, you can usually do one hand, and you want to like really fast. But again, let that chest recoil, but you're just going to be giving more compressions, and you want to do 120 compressions in 60 seconds, which you can wear out really fast. But make sure they're on the right side, because the heart is obviously left side, like humans.
And so while we have the capybara choking, swallowed a ball, stuck in the throat.
Oh, yeah. So again, not a veterinarian, but I watched a YouTube video where this vet had I think it was a German Shepherd, and he had a ball stuck in his throat, and it wouldn't go up and it wouldn't go down. Hey y'all, it's super duper late. Bye.
Hi, Pammy.
Bye. Good night. Anyway, so she goes around all over the country. Right now she's in Ukraine helping with the dogs in Ukraine, but she teaches that you put it's like a V, and if you can hold up the capybara so that people can see. Okay, we're gonna have to situate here. So if the dog's neck is up, right, so you can feel, and
laying on its back.
Yeah. So sometimes if you're by yourself, straddle the dog, right? So you can use your knees to keep them on their back, and you put your hands in like a V, like this, and you put your hands up by the face, and then you kind of feel along the throat on where the bottom of the ball is, and you press, and this is the really hard part. You got to press really hard and up. And what that does is it gets underneath that ball and it pushes all the way up, and then the ball should come out. If it doesn't, then you can do like chest compressions. But if you go same thing on the right side and just go a little bit lower and just do one good hard boom, and hopefully that'll
like Heimlich it out.
Yeah, Heimlich it out. And that's the same, like little dogs, you can kind of hold on to them, and it's kind of like the same kind of human, like the anatomy from what I learned on YouTube. I'm not a vet again, but the anatomy, like with the ribs, and you got the sternum here, right where they split apart, that's where you put your hand like this, and you go in like an upward, like bring it up, like you push in and up at the same time. That's like a Heimlich. On a big dog, this is where it gets crazy. Big dog, you keep their hind legs down, like support their hind legs, and basically do the same thing, but having that gravity and that downward, the gravity helping do the same thing. Just get behind the dog, and I know that sounds really weird. Get behind the dog. But yeah, same thing. You can do, as long as the placement, as long as the placement is correct.
Aww,
where you would do it on a human.
And then, so let's talk about dogs getting into chocolate, grapes, all of that kind of
Raisins,
stuff.
avocado.
Really?
Yeah, avocado.
Do you try to make your dog throw up? What do you do? Do you take it to the vet immediately?
I think it depends on how much they had. So, for example, my first golden retriever, Gracie, ate a whole plate. Like, we're talking like a dozen, maybe a little bit more, of chocolate chip walnut cookies.
That sounds good.
I freaked out. I called the vet, and the vet's like, well, just keep watch of her. And I'm like, shouldn't I do something, like make her throw up? And he was like, was it milk chocolate or dark chocolate? I was like, milk chocolate. He goes, it's the dark chocolate that is super bad in mass quantities. Now, again, she's a bigger dog. If a little tiny dog like Happy Bar size here has that much chocolate, then you might want to, make them want to get sick to try to get some of that out. There's also certain things, and again, I'm not a vet. I would check with your vet if you have a dog or a cat, if they ingest something and you're not sure, like, should I make them throw up or should I not? There are some things you don't want them to throw up. They will put something like a tube and do activated charcoal because it binds to the toxin.
We had to do activated charcoal on people that were high as fuck
to try to get that, the toxins out.
And they would put a tube down them like this. I've had a couple of pet emergencies, and one with the bun, who is no longer with us.
Which one was that?
Paloma. And what I would say is, like, nobody wants to have an emergency, but like already have that number and it's saved in your Google Maps or whatever, like already.
And have more than one location.
And not just your regular vet, because my regular vet is not open at 1 o'clock in the freaking morning. We had to drive an hour. And so already set that. Another time I had a guinea pig that had a seizure. I totally freaked out.
Did you put it on its side?
I didn't know what the hell to do with her. I took her out of the cage and I just put her on the bare floor because I didn't want her to, like,
get something, right?
Get hay in her eye or whatever. And I didn't know what to do. She had mites under her skin, and it caused her to itch so badly that she had a seizure, and she just needed a little bit of ivermectin, nature's elixir, and she was good to go. But when she was having a seizure on my floor, I was like, what do I do? Do I stomp on her head and put her out of her misery? Like, this was like the most shocking, horrible thing I've ever seen. And the vet was so wonderful, and she got ivermectin, and she was perfectly fine after that. But she got mites somehow.
That's sad.
And okay, so let's see. What is the most impressive injury or the patient acted completely fine? Have you ever seen anybody just like totally.
Oh,
okay?
yeah. I was not at my current place. I've worked at a couple places on the ambulance, but guy met us out. He had a really long driveway. We got called for low blood sugar on this, I can't remember, like 45, 50-year-old dude, right? And they're like, patient, dispatch tells us, patient's going to meet you at the end of the driveway because apparently it's a long driveway. This motherfucker walked from his house all the way down his driveway and met us at the end of the driveway. He's like, hey, I'm just feeling really weak. I can't keep my blood sugars up. We go to take a blood sugar on him. 23.
I don't know what that means.
Normal blood sugars readings is 60 to 100. His was 23. The dude should be unconscious right now. Yeah, that was a crazy call. Totally coherent the whole entire time. Should have been unconscious.
Now,
or dead.
I want to, in the time that we have left, which is just a few minutes, how do you deal with all of the stress and chaos that you've seen? Like, how do you make sure that you don't have PTSD and that you're cool? Is it all just dark humor, or
some of it? Some of it you can use dark humor. I foster dogs and then keep them. That's what I do.
Oh yeah, you do have a lot of dogs. Jack Daniels.
Yeah, dude, totally. Yeah.
Your Pepe wine.
My Pepe. Oh God, yes. Pepe wine has been a blessing for me getting through some, because there's some calls that you just can't unsee. And there was a really bad call that I went on when I worked rural EMS, and these 3 kids like totally reminded me of my 3 kids, 2 girls and a son, just like mine. And it still like haunts me to this day. But you talk about it. Talking about it really helps. Remembering them actually really helps. Like, and I always think about like, God, that was like 9 years ago. I'm wondering what the 2, because one of them was a K, or one of the kids was killed instantly, not in a seatbelt. If she was in a seatbelt, she would have survived. I always wonder like what the other 2 are doing, and what they're doing with their lives, and who they became, and that kind of thing.
And is it common for you to see because we're in small town USA, and everyone, which is why I'm not allowed to date anyone here, thanks. And
I keep trying to get her to like go out with a guy in Parks and Rec, but that sounds like the TV show Parks and Rec.
That's not going to happen, thanks.
You should.
You go first.
Oh, I'm married, happily.
Darn it.
Yeah.
So do you see people like at the grocery store, or like, dude, that's the guy with the thing up his ass?
I have seen people that have come up to me and said, were you at my house when so-and-so like fell, or did you help my grandma? Did you? And it's kind of rewarding actually, because I don't know, I live in my township where I work. And so it's kind of like that sense of pride of taking care of our own, right? So whenever I'd go on calls, especially with kids that are around my kids' age that I've literally watched grow up, when they see me, they're like, oh my gosh, it's you. Thank you so much. And it kind of calms them down. So they're all my babies. All these kids are my babies that I watch grow up. So that's kind of cool. Because Drew works nights and I'm home at night, and we're on opposite shifts. So I've got my dogs. So, between the 2 dogs and 2 cats, that's kind of like my therapy. Like if I go out of town and they can't come with me, like I don't sleep. I have such a hard time sleeping. Like I need to take something.
They probably can't sleep either.
I know. Well, when you got a golden retriever, a Bernese mountain dog, and 2 cats, it's like,
I just don't even want to know what your sheets smell like.
I have a sheet that is over the top of my spread, so that gets changed every day. So I put like a clean sheet on top every day.
Why can't you just give him a dog bed like in the corner? Why do you
Because
have to
I
have
don't-
dog farts on your pillow?
They don't fart on my pillow. Their head's on my pillow.
You're asleep, you don't know.
Yes, I do know because I hear Mama Bear snoring.
I had a bat in my room and I was asleep and I woke up to it and she told me that I had to get a rabies shot. You don't know that the bat was fucking my face while I was sleeping. You don't know that any more than you don't know.
Didn't you read the thing that I sent you? So you should always get checked. If you can have the bat, make sure you get it checked. But if you don't have the bat or you can't find the bat, you could have been bitten while you were sleeping. Do you know how common that is?
I would bite it back.
You would be asleep.
You're asleep when your dogs are farting up your face.
My dog's head, we share a pillow. Their head is on my pillow. I have each dog snoring in each ear, which is great.
That's how people get pink eye.
No, that's how you get pink eye.
I've never had pink eye.
I've never had pink eye.
And I'm still wearing makeup that I owned like from high school.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
Because I'm cheap and I'm disgusting. My best friend wrote in my junior high yearbook, "You're kind of funny but gross sometimes," and I feel like
Oh my God, that's perfect.
that is.
You should. I'm gonna get you a
Think about
T-shirt
that
that says
often.
"kind of funny but gross" all the time. Not sometimes.
Pretty much it. Would you do it all again?
Absolutely.
Fire and EMT and the hospital.
Yes. And no. It's kind of a because I don't know. I think as I get older, it's like if I had to do it all over again, I think I would have went into medicine. I would have been a surgeon because I geek out on surgeries, and I think I would have been a general surgeon.
You do like to touch
I
disgusting shit.
love gross. Oh man. Just working with cadavers and stuff, or a physician after somebody had passed would be, hey, look, come check this out. And like, it was actually a teaching moment. For example, my son, who works at a fire department, and they don't transport, but he's always called on the ambulance to help them do the transport. And when somebody had a very bad neck open wound trauma, unfortunately this patient passed away, but before they took him down to the morgue, that physician took and brought in all of these EMS people and said, look, I want to show you something. And it was a teaching moment to say, look, if you take a look and see and pulled away some of the skin, it would have exposed the vocal cords and they could have done a trach and at least kept him breathing.
See, I feel like that's rude though, because you're like, this dead guy, you actually could have saved him. And
no, it wasn't like that at all. It was a teaching moment. The dude, he was gone by the time he even got to the, it was a bad situation. That's all I'll say. And it was great because, I mean, when you learn to do crikes, you're doing them on like mannequins and you're doing them on like rubber skin, and everybody else has already done it so many times that you already know the landmarks, right? So in this way, it was an actual teaching moment where, like, don't be afraid to open something up to get a visualization of what's underneath, right?
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah, that's what he said. Smells like fish, tastes like chicken.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
I just love that you're here.
Thank you. I was super nervous. Actually.
I know you were nervous, and that's so dumb because we're the same people. It doesn't really matter. You can see yourself on my computer screen, and that 4 of my friends are listening to us talking about assholes.
I'm still curious about the cinnamon stopping bleeding.
He said it smells like cinnamon. Some kind of powder that smells like cinnamon, but it stopped the bleeding instantly. You'll have to let us know about that situation. I did want to say a couple of things. Our fire department gives out these like medications and histories and who to call and all this good stuff. And then we also have one for the refrigerator.
Let me see.
And
so it's magnetic.
It's magnetic. Right? It goes on the fridge. This is the kind of place that you're going to look when you're going to help a patient.
I don't know. Can you see that?
It's no, they can't. But
information that you fill out.
But anyway, I can scan it and I can email it to you. If you guys want to email me at mollysleuth@gmail.com, I will give you the information. Thank you, Ben. And but you could have one for your wallet or purse and one for the refrigerator, and that would be. Who do we call? What kind of history do you have? What kind of medications do you take? Allergies for sure. Mm-hmm. And so it's all good stuff. We also have smart911.com, which I don't know if that's countrywide, but I know it goes through the county, and it's everything that you want 911 to know while we're en route. That you are deaf and there's a fire next door, and me banging on the door doesn't mean that you're not home, or that you are on oxygen and I need to think about that. We've even had guys that call and say, I reload ammo and I want to be in the database so that you guys know, don't go in the fucking garage because you're not going to be happy if it's on fire. Now, there are people that, I guess back in the day, maybe back in your day, people would put stickers on the door saying that there are 3 dogs inside, or that there's a child's bedroom.
Children. I don't think they do that so much anymore, but I'm telling you right now, like if I know that there's an animal or somebody's pet in there,
you would, yes.
I would go in for the. I mean, obviously humans over animals, but I kind of prefer animals. But I do my job.
Yeah, I guess
I would delegate the people
firefighters don't look at those stickers anymore because people move, and then you get firefighters that are injured. But the Smart 911 is a free app, and if you hide a key under the lawn gnome, if like whatever kind of information that you want fire, police, and rescue to have. And also, it's not like a database that's like searchable. Of course, anything could get hacked, so there's that. But that's only information that we get when we are going to your house. So that's another free resource to help you out, especially like, some older people that you can help them sign up for it.
Yes.
Time is everything. I always tell the little kids that come to the fire station for tours, like, you play video games, they all do. Like the monster starts so small and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And whether it's medical or fire, like if you can handle that emergency as fast as possible, then you're potentially making the job a lot easier for us and a lot better for the victim.
Right.
So, well, I just thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
Okay, last question.
Oh, geez.
Do you think I should go to EMT school?
I'll help you. If you're serious, yeah, I'll help you.
Yeah, because I just I used to be a cop for a long time, and I had a lot of purpose in my life, and like this ain't it. And like with the fire thing, it's cool. I mean, I like being a part of the crew. I like the guys, but I don't feel like I'm helping. Like I feel like I go into people's houses and I break shit and I ruin things and I cost them a lot of money. I don't feel like I'm helping in the same way that I did when
being a part of something bigger than yourself. That's that feeling. It's that sense of fulfillment.
And
I think it's a sense of purpose. Like, I want to feel like I'm making a difference in somebody's life.
Yeah, I definitely don't fucking do that now.
Yeah.
I feel like an hourly shit worker. Yeah. I feel like I'm doing less now than when I used to sell lip liner to plastic surgery nightmares in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, I think you should do it. I mean, if it's something that you're really passionate about and you want to do it.
I mean, I don't like with the whole cop thing. It's like you don't really know if you're like that fight, flight, or freeze until you get put in some shit, and you're like, God damn, I handled that awesome. So I know that I'm really good in a pinch. I felt like when you broke your leg, like you had all those people around you. I ran into the water and carried you out with McCormick.
Thank you.
And then I grabbed a bunch of...
Oh my God, I wanted to puke so bad.
And then I was the one that grabbed all the towels and covered you to try to treat for shock and tell you that you're okay, and called the guys over and made sure that you had your keys and coordinated getting your truck home and everything. And so I
had my sunglasses. I had my sunglasses on. I'm like, I need my other glasses. Yeah.
So I just feel like I'm good in a pinch like that. I think the only thing with the EMT thing is smells.
Are you one of those people that smell vomit and then want to vomit?
No.
If you see somebody vomiting and you hear somebody vomiting, do you vomit?
I don't want to smell poo.
Oh, well,
It's like, that's
there's
not my
this thing
thing.
called GI bleeds that people have sometimes,
Jesus
internal
Christ.
bleeding, and it has a very distinct
So
smell.
like I used to have a little thing of Vicks Vapor Rub in my pocket as a cop, and like you'd just be like, all right, let's go. When you'd have like a super dead body or something.
Oh, yeah.
And because that's the smell.
It is.
So
wretched.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wonder. I'm 52 now, so like, is my
I've been in
brain plastic enough that I could be learning all this stuff? Now, I would only be doing EMT and not full blown medic, so I'm not going to be having to learn all these like milligrams and stuff.
But they changed a lot of the EMT program, like the requirements and everything. So EMTs are allowed to do a hell of a lot more than what I was able to do as an EMT. So like you're able to put somebody on the monitor. You can take a 12 lead, submit it to the hospital. You can't interpret it, but you will learn like this is a normal rhythm.
Putting
This
stickers
is
on
oh
someone
shit woman
is
moment.
different than putting a needle in your poor little arm and putting drugs inside of you. I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable with that. I don't know that you would feel comfortable if I was coming to your rescue to put a needle inside of you and decide how much Zofran you got.
4 milligrams.
Why can't all patients be as good as you?
4 milligrams.
Listen, I've got a compound fracture. I'm going to need 4 milligrams of Zofran pushed. I'm going to need
like 100 micrograms of fentanyl, please.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, fentanyl.
Rod says yes, definitely go to EMT school.
I agree.
All right, well, get me a grant because you know I'm poor as shit, and I spent all my money on neon paint.
She spent all of her money on all of this.
I did.
I'm telling you, if y'all could see this whole ensemble,
it's amazing.
Molly is poor because of all of this.
Why don't you just tell everybody I'm an asshole?
You're an asshole.
You're an asshole too.
Yeah.
But you're my favorite asshole, so thanks for coming over. Final tally, Molly. What? Are you lying?
That's awesome.
Quick,
I told you
quick,
curse all the time.
44. All right, $44. $44 to Happy Feet of Lansing. Congrats, Happy Feet. $44. Hopefully that will buy you some kitty food or something. And Nottingham Nature Nook. You snooze, you lose. So thanks guys for hanging out on another Friday. Next weekend, the weekend after that, I'm going camping. Actually, I'm off the next 2 Fridays.
Wait, what?
I know.
Like real camping?
No, it's car camping. It's glamping from my friend's car. But we're going to be in a tent. I'm going to rough it. Cold oatmeal. Probably no water, because who needs that?
Why can't I? Okay, you got to record. So you just need to set a camera up and record this.
And she's skittish too, so I'm going to bring in the ghost stories. It's going to be a good time.
What you should do, you know what you can do? After you turn the lights out, just do the little scratchy on the thing, like somebody scratching the tent. And you'd be like,
what I'll do.
Did you hear that?
Did you go find a dude at another campsite and be like, listen, 12:05. I want you to come by and be like, whoa, that'd be good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If she watches this, then she's going to know. Never mind. I would never do that to you.
No, I would.
All right. Love you guys. Happy fucking Friday.
Friday.
All right. See ya.
Peace out.